Hello, Calvin.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Hi. So, I do assume that this will be recorded.
Yeah, but not posted. Not, at least I don't intend to.
Okay.
I record
You do
everything,
un-
so what?
you do understand why I may be nervous, right?
Yeah, don't worry, but like, it's either this or it's coffins, which is a fuck ton worse.
I know. A lot of things in that video were inherently not true, but I cannot defend myself because people will not believe me because people do not like me, and I
Well,
do not know what to do.
well, I mean, n- now is like your best chance to really lay it all out. I mean, people don't like
I
me either,
also
right? But
uh,
like,
I also do know how you've used previous calls like this to try to bait good responses for videos, which is why I am a bit hesitant on it.
you can say whatever you want and leave out whatever you want. I'm just trying to get like a full picture of what's going on.
Okay, go ahead with your questions.
Are you a pedophile?
No, I have never once been attracted to kids. Not at all.
Okay. Then how do you explain the Babyfur shit and trying to cover up for it? Because you and I both know that you've been the fan for what, over half a decade, right?
I
And
just think I thought the word was cute and I wanted to try to reform it for age regressors because I don't really regress to kid ages. So
so,
I thought it would make more sense and I liked the term and I wanted to
so did you either
put
not know
people
what the term was, or were you trying to reform it?
I wanted to try to reform it because it sounded cute.
Then why did you
And
say to people that you didn't even know what it was?
because I was scared. I mean, I was actively being harassed and people jumping on me.
Well, I
That
mean,
was
so
really
was I.
scary.
So was I. And I never admitted to anything that, like that, you know?
That was scary.
I know, but like, I still think it's really improbable that you've been in the fandom for this fucking long and you've used the tag Babyfur, right, under a post, but you never clicked on the tag and understood that like 60%, if not 70% of the stuff on that under that tag is sexual.
I didn't think that I had to be like them to like the word.
But why pretend that you didn't know like what the word meant at all? It's like you're covering up for
I
something.
panicked. I panicked, and that's what came out first. I was
Why?
scared and
Yeah,
actively being harassed.
I know, but I mean, that's not an excuse, frankly.
I, it's just what came out. I know it sounds I know it sounds bullshit and stupid, but
Calvin,
I
why
panicked.
why not say your true intentions instead of just throwing a complete lie out there? But
I
your
I was.
saying your real intentions, right, would have been like a lot made a lot more sense if that's what you truly meant.
Would people have listened?
They listened the first time, yeah, they listened for like what, 5 months? They would have listened to either one. They would have been fine with either one, but you chose the lie for some reason. Why?
I panicked and I was afraid.
But I mean, if when I'm afraid and I'm panicked, right? Especially when I was being called out for the stuff that you told Game Boy to believe in, right? Um, I never like just lied. I told the truth. I told everything that I needed to tell, right?
I do agree that I should have come back earlier to try to explain things. I was, however, intimidated because for the past few months, as this has been happening, I've been getting harassed, and it's not been pleasant.
Okay. I've been getting harassed too, and that's all your fault.
I know. After a lot of thought, yeah, that entire drama circle was really fucked up,
Yeah,
and
but you like single-handedly gaslit a kid into believing that I groomed him.
I don't. Fuck. I don't remember what I said anymore. But will you even believe me about the memory thing? He said that I lied about the memory thing, but I didn't. My memory is really shit.
So is mine. I'm sure yours is too.
He
But
lied a lot
you
about me,
you
but I can't defend
you
myself.
can you can go back in the screenshots. In fact, you admitted it in the group chat that we were in back when I was in the hospital, right? That you did it, and you know you did it. You admitted to it already.
A lot of the things that I did and partook in with drama were incredibly wrong. I thought that I was doing the right thing at the time.
You went based off nothing to call me a groomer. Me, the person who's done nothing but try to be there for you and your ex-partner, right?
I know.
Like, I have not done a single thing towards you, and like that's what you do in response. You don't think to say, "Oh my God, I don't think fear would do this," right? Like, obviously, that didn't come to mind. You just immediately assume that a good friend is just a groomer for no fucking reason.
I followed what I was told without second guessing it, and that was wrong of me.
So who
I
told you to call me a
apologize.
groomer? Who told you to call me a groomer?
It was Game Boy who initially came to me talking about concerns with you.
Yeah, I know he was concerned about it was the cuts, right? This time he suicide baited me.
I
I
I
have the
don't want to
pictures.
say
I have the pictures. I have the
it,
like, it's suicide bait. It is suicide bait.
I don't fully remember everything that's happened back then, so I will need to be updated.
Okay. Well, I'll find you the pictures of Game Boy quite literally fucking suicide baiting me. Um,
I believe you.
but that's what he came to, right? About was that, and then you jumped on the oh my God, she you started the she's a groomer bandwagon for no fucking reason.
I was complacent in a lot of harassment and in
You started
a
all
lot of
that. You
things.
weren't just complacent. You fucking started it. You weren't just a
I
bystander. You just weren't just going along. You're not cozy. You don't just follow along like she does. No, you started shit for no fucking reason with zero evidence.
think it was wrong of me.
So, someone who's as manipulative as you, right? Why should I believe that the Babyfur stuff is not sexual?
I don't want to manipulate people, and I actively try not to, but I'd
No,
understand why people wouldn't believe me.
because you even use the tags under your posts. I mean, there's no way you couldn't know. And like, I don't fucking go under a post, right? And try to like, what's a good example? I don't be like, oh my God, hashtag nigger, I'm trying to reform the word. No, no, I know not to say it because I know the implications of it. I know the connotations of it. And I'm not going to try going around saying it because I want to say it to try to
I was
reform
foolish
it.
with that. I was foolish with that. I shouldn't have done that. It was a bad idea.
Why should I believe you, Calvin, when there's more people saying that it was a sexual thing? It's not just this, but there's people saying that like it was a sexual thing. It's not just me. I would give you more credit if it was just me coming at you and nobody else. But there's like a group of people who have all said they've had like experiences and know that it's a sexual thing. Why is that being said? Like I
I
would
know
understand if
myself.
you I would understand if you thought that was like them trying to attack you, but it's both coming from my side and their side.
I know myself, and I know that I'm an age aggressor. I can't force other people to believe me.
But
No matter how hard I try to defend myself, I can't force people to believe me.
Calvin, you've also mentioned the intrusive thoughts before. That
Hmm?
also plays into it.
I didn't really associate intrusive thoughts with my age aggression.
Hmm.
I don't.
What is
I don't have
intrusive?
Also, I don't have pedophilic intrusive
You
thoughts.
don't?
No,
You 100% positive of that? You're being like
I am.
100% truthful.
Yes,
And you understand why that's hard to believe, right? That you've never had
you're
any
allowed to not
pedophilic
believe.
thought. No, but I'm asking you, like, you understand, right? Like, why it's incredibly hard to believe that. Why it's
I,
incredibly
I
hard to
do.
believe that there's no sexual connotations. You hang around actual open baby furs and ABDL people. ABDL is like an actual sexual thing. It's not just some like age regressor therapy thing, right? No, you're in the community talking with these people. Like you're conversing with them. It's not like you're just doing this in a vacuum, right? You're doing this around other people who actually do it sexually.
I don't understand why. I. I don't. People never really explained it to me. I don't understood. I don't. Okay, words. I do not understand why diapers are inherently seen as for children.
Because they're
I,
primarily made for children. because the
But
primary people who use them aren't the elderly. That's a rare
it's,
case. That's not the rare
a,
case, but like,
a
it's
diaper a
the
diaper doesn't
majority of
give you
diaper
the
users.
body of a
But
it doesn't give you the body of a child though. You're still an adult just pissing yourself in a garment.
yeah, you're role playing as a child. That's not any better. Diapers were specifically made for children. That's why they are like lumped together with children things, you know? Like a pacifier, that's specifically made for children. You can't tell me that an adult with a pacifier in their mouth isn't trying to role play as a child and be weird with it, you know? Like you can't.
It's, I just don't understand how the bodies correlate.
It's not really about the
I thought it
bodies.
was
It's about
I
like
thought it was a bodily thing.
it's to do with many things having to do with the diaper. It's not just like what the body becomes once you wear the diaper. It's what the diaper implies. It's what the diaper like makes in the wearer, you know, it's what the implications of it is why people don't like it.
I don't understand that.
What do you,
I
what's not
want
to
to
understand?
understand
What's
it.
not to understand?
I just don't understand how people could like look at adult baby furs and stuff like that and see them as anything other than adults.
Well, let's go and open
I
Twitter,
want to
right?
understand.
Well,
I
let's
really
open
do
Twitter.
want to understand.
Yeah, and I'll help you understand. Let's open Twitter and look up hashtag babyfur real quick, right?
I also really don't want to get harassed anymore. It's not fun.
Well, again, right, getting this call over with is a lot better than like
I
dealing
know.
with coffins, dude.
I do also know that you have used calls like this before against certain people to try to
Yeah.
use baiting questions.
No, I've been honest and I've been like open. The Veronica call, the reason I was so forceful with that one is because I knew everything she was gonna say. She told me 9 months prior. Everything in that call was already told to me.
I misinterpreted your actions. I apologize.
Okay, well let's look up hashtag baby first and let's see why people sexualize these adults with diapers. You have, okay, let me take a screenshot of that. There's that. I feel so gross screenshotting this. Fucking hell. This is so God damn it, Calvin. Okay, well let me link you at least. This, this.
I
Uh
still just see an adult. I don't get it.
these adults are sexualizing themselves. They're role playing as children while sexualizing themselves. That's why they're sexualized. If it was just an adult in a diaper who shits themselves, right? They're not going to be public about this and be prideful about wearing their fucking diapers everywhere. No, they're going to be embarrassed. People do this as a fetish.
I'm still not
People,
fetishistic.
why are you
Even if
proud
people
of
say
wearing
it, I'm
diapers?
not.
Why are you so open about it then? Don't you think that's
Hmm?
a, you don't think, what do you mean, hmm?
I experimented one time and never did it again.
Experimented with what?
I tried one on because I was told that it was helpful with regression. I wasn't a fan. I haven't done it since.
Then why is, Hatchet or whatever, why are they saying that you like openly bragged about the new diapers you got?
At the time, he was a very close friend, and at the time, I wanted to push myself into experiencing new things, which is why I brought it up. He was one of the closest people to me at that time, and I trusted him.
But why, what, for what, like, what are you trying to experiment with? Why do you have to brag about that, you know? Why do you have to be open? If I was wearing diapers, right? Even if it wasn't for a sexual
I
thing,
thought
or if it
I
was,
thought he was my best friend, and then he threatened to use it against me.
dog, because you experimenting with diapers, that sounds really fucking weird. Like, how
I
can you
didn't.
not think that something is going wrong or going down weird, right? Like, Calvin, just be honest with me, dude.
I definitely see it now.
No, Calvin, I need to be honest with me. I'm not gonna go after you. I'm not doing anything against you, right? I
But you
just want,
did. You harassed me on my AD. No shade, but like, that was scary.
okay, and you convinced hundreds of people that I was a groomer and a pedophile.
That's fair enough, actually.
Yeah. In fact, like I haven't done nearly enough to you, but I choose not to because I am very tired and broken now.
I'm sorry. I really am. Why do people think I'm manipulative? Everything I say comes from genuine intentions in places.
I mean, the reason I think you're manipulative is because I'm manipulative, and I mean, we both are BPD. Everyone BPD is unintentionally manipulative,
I try not to be. I try
but
really hard not to be.
we are.
I don't want to be. I don't.
Don't lie to me, Calvin.
What?
Don't lie to me.
I'm not lying to you.
I know more than you think I know. A lot more than you think I know. Way too much information.
You don't have to believe me.
Calvin, it's so many red flags. How can I believe you? If it was just one, yeah, of course I'd believe you. Like any time, right? But if it was two, maybe, right? Three, I'm pushing it, but it's like seven. For Christ's sake. Why are you hanging around people who actually sexualize this stuff if you don't?
I just. I didn't understand why it was pedophilic because of the adult bodies.
It's the child implications of the diaper and what comes along with role playing as a child. It has nothing to do with the bodies. It's about the role play and what people like to imagine in their head while doing it. And you know that. You're not stupid. You can't go 5 years calling yourself a baby for and not kind of think, oh my God, maybe there's some sexual implication to this whole thing.
I only ever started using that term about the time that it became public.
Yeah, but how long have you been identifying with the term?
Hmm?
How long have you been identifying with the term?
I don't anymore.
How long have you been?
I don't remember, and I know you don't believe me. People don't believe me with my memory issues, which is
I
understandable.
you've been in the fandom for how long?
I don't know. I think since around like 2016, 2017.
It's like 8 years.
Do you keep in mind I wasn't active on social media during the early parts of me being in the furry fandom?
Yeah. But I believe you about the memory. I mean, I have a bad memory too. If I didn't believe you, it'd be weird. But like, I'm just trying to get you to maybe recall how long you've been identifying with younger, age regressing topics that include baby fur stuff.
Like I said, I don't remember. I can't find you exact dates.
Was it more
I
or
just
less than
know
2 years? Has to be more.
less.
So you only
Less.
you only started age regressing and identifying with baby furs in the past
I've
year
been
and a
age
half.
regressing since I was in middle school. It started involuntary from trauma responses.
Okay,
I only ever wanted to start using the term in the past year.
okay. And throughout that entire year plus time, you haven't clicked on the, baby fur tag or
I,
like,
I didn't think that I had to be like them to like the word.
okay, that's the excuse pedophiles use to be like, I'm a good pedophile. I'm not like the other ones. That's the excuse the person who like exposed all the zoophiles, right? And the Kara Wolf snake thing, right? They're like, oh my God, I'm better than these animal fuckers because I'm an ethical animal fucker. I don't do that. I don't have to be like them, right?
That was not my intention.
But I mean, that's what it comes off as.
Well, I apologize for that then.
Why would you even identify with them even if you knew like you weren't like them, right? Why would you associate with them? Why would you hang around them? You still haven't answered my question why you hang around these people who actually sexualize it.
I had a different mindset at the time.
But why are you hanging
I
around
didn't.
people who actually sexualize it?
I had a different mindset at the time. I didn't think that. I thought that if it was adult bodies, then it wasn't because people saw adults.
But there's
Now,
diapers involved. It's inherently about children. If it like the diaper is the main thing, right? And that's like a symbol of childhoodness or like infantileness, right? Is the diaper.
I thought bodies overtook all.
No, no, it's about like it's like kind of like how like aged up children in like lolly porn, right? They just age them up to try to get away with it, right? Like it's still inherently about who the child is and who the character is
I
at
didn't
its core.
understand that at the time.
Like
You don't have to believe me.
people who age up Dora aren't, you know, not like come on. You get my point. Like yeah, the body of Dora is like an adult now, right? She's 18, but like it's still fucking Dora.
Right. Well, I do appreciate you explaining it to me.
Well, I mean, can you explain yourself then? Because like there's no way you didn't see that already. Don't bullshit me.
Of course I did. I told you. I thought that I could make it something different for myself.
Calvin, you can't just go like what if okay. Let's say someone's a pedophile, right? And they go around repping maps, but they're like, I'm a better map. I'm gonna try, I'm not like them. I'm gonna be the good one. I'm gonna try reforming maps and make it like an acceptable thing. Those types of people, right? That's the same shit you're doing, and that's you're telling me to believe.
I
And I know
I
you
didn't
say like, oh, you're not gonna believe me, but I would believe you if you would just be, if your logic would make sense. I
I didn't realize that that was what I was doing. I had a different mindset and I didn't realize it.
But you're around, like, you've been in my calls where, like, we've exposed people, right? Like, you're
I'm gonna
around
be
this sphere's influence. You know what to look out for. It's not like you're completely ignorant to these types of things.
during a lot of those I kind of just spaced out,
No, you were active. You were, well, like, the second person besides me who was grilling them. You would go off.
depending on the call.
Most calls, dude. Like, every call I ever have recorded that you're in, you're going off as
Why
hard as
don't
I am.
why don't I remember it then?
I don't know, dude. But it's recorded. I mean, I have proof. Multiple
Okay.
times. Calvin,
Yes.
you're gonna have to sell me a better story, dude, that makes sense. Because I will believe you, right? If your logic makes sense, but I'm poking holes left and right. Make it make sense, please, because I don't want to believe you're like this, but like, if you are, then you need to get help, and like, I'm willing to help you. I just,
I'm not into Babyfur sexually. I didn't think that as long as there were adult depictions, it was pedophilia since there were adults. I
but
now realize I'm wrong.
you've used tags that explicitly sexualize. Like the main point of using the tag for the most people, who are using it is to, you know, sexualize themselves in posts.
That wasn't my intention with it. It was stupid, yeah, really stupid, but it
Calvin,
wasn't my intention.
this doesn't make sense. Why, again, I use the pedophile example. Why would someone identify as a pedophile in the first place if they already know what it implies? It makes no sense to try to
Because I
reform it at
didn't,
all. It makes no
I didn't,
sense. You have to
because
know that you're identifying with something inherently fucking creepy.
because at the time I saw adult bodies and I thought that it was fine because of adult
And you
bodies.
just ignore the diaper. That had nothing to do with it at all.
Because I'd been told that
By
that
who?
I don't want to cause harassment towards other people and then get blamed and then get harassment by more people.
So nobody. You just told yourself this to try to convince
No,
yourself. Yes,
that's
Calvin.
true. I DM'd a mutual who I found out had a Babyfur account and started asking questions. That's how it started.
That's how the whole Babyfur thing started, or
Yes.
okay.
I
And
can try to go back and find it.
that'd be great, because I really need, again, none of this is going to be public, right? But I really need to see some evidence behind this shit, dude, because,
I'm looking for it.
you're in deep shit, because it's other people claiming that you actually do know it's sexual, and you use terms like ABDL, which is inherently sexual. You've used the term little, too. I forgot about that. You use the term little, which
I
is a BDSM term. That's a well-known BDSM term, Calvin, so please
I
don't
thought
bullshit
that was
me.
a multi-community term because I've seen
Uh-huh.
people in the age aggression community use it since I was in middle school.
Most people who use it in the education community are using it in an inherently sexual way. I can look up
I can
little. I can look up the tag little, which you've also used, and that will also be nothing but sexualized posts.
I never clicked on the little tag.
You've never
I
clicked on
just
a little
knew
tag,
that
but you used it.
yes, I had a different idea of what it meant. I was wrong about that.
You don't look up things before you post it, really?
Yeah, that was really stupid. I thought I knew what I was talking about. I didn't.
It's inherently BD. It's tied directly towards BDSM.
I wasn't aware of that until recently, as in this call.
It's like, oh, I'm not using knots in a sexual term. I mean, come on, everyone knows it's sexual.
Well, like I said, I didn't know because I had always heard it used in an SFW manner. I
You've
thought it could
always
be
heard it used.
either
You've
or.
never heard it used in a sexual manner. You've always heard
I
it
thought it
used in
could be either
SFW.
or.
But you're
I
telling
thought it
you
could be
just
either
said
or.
you only heard it in a sexual or in a
I didn't say
non-sexual
that.
term.
I
You
have
said
always heard it.
always, which means every single time,
Always.
right? Consistently
No,
for
that Miss Fear,
what?
I misrepresented what I was trying to say. Please try not to grill me, as I need to take this slowly to properly collect my words to prevent as many misunderstandings as possible. When I said always, I meant that in the spaces I had primarily been in, that term was used. That's what I was used to it being used for.
Answer my question. Why do you hang out with people who sexualize it then? I mean, if those spaces you're in never use it, right? Then why are the people in those spaces sexualizing it? Come on,
Because
be so for
at the
real.
time, at the time, I thought as long as there were adult bodies, it was okay.
But you're
At the
saying
time,
that nobody was using it in a sexual terms, but it's okay if it's only in, adult bodies. So that means
I
you
thought it
are
was.
being surrounded by it, not you weren't just completely isolated from it. It was around you. If you have that, opinion of it. If it wasn't around you at all, you wouldn't have that opinion. You just like not sexualize it whatsoever. You wouldn't have an excuse why you're sexualizing it. You would just not do it. So you are surrounded by this type of material and these types of people in these spaces, so don't lie.
Not active in that community anymore.
But you're in those spaces, you
You don't
were.
have to believe.
No, because Calvin, I'm not believing you because your logic doesn't make sense. It's not adding up.
Well, I'm saying my truth. You can believe me, or you don't have to.
Calvin, I just need you to be honest with me. None of this makes sense.
I am.
It doesn't make sense, Calvin. I'm really not trying to grill you. I want it to
What
make
part doesn't
sense.
make sense? Maybe I can elaborate better.
Everything I pointed out, the fact that you're clearly in spaces that sexualize these things. You're saying you're not, so that's a lie, right? But like you don't know what these terms mean. You've never clicked on
Correction. I'm not. I'm not in
what?
baby first spaces anymore.
You're not
I,
at all.
when I first got. No, I'm not active in those.
Are you in them?
I'm
Occasionally,
not.
every once in a while.
The old account exists, but I never logged back. But I haven't. But I haven't been on it in a while.
You're not in any group chats on Telegram that I might know about.
Eh.
You're not in any group chats in Telegram.
Old ones that I have not talked in quite a while.
Nothing weird in those groups, nothing sexual at all that I might know about.
I've already told you, I thought at the time adult bodies were okay.
But
I was wrong.
so you have sexualized them because you were in those group spaces. I know, Calvin.
Okay. I was wrong. I had the wrong idea about what was okay and what wasn't.
You lied to me. You said you didn't sexualize them at all.
I have my reasons, but no, I'm not into it.
But you did sexualize it. Like you actively did it.
I was told that it was okay.
But you being in these spaces, right? Especially if it's only in the past year, that's the time you've known me. And since you've known me, you've been, or at least I can confirm, right? Probably beforehand, you've been around people who are like exposing other people who's doing shit like this. So you're aware of it that's wrong. People have called out Babyfur stuff before you were called out, and you've seen it.
After I started to ask questions, people started to explain that it was that to them it isn't about children. It was about like being put down to a different level. And I know this is gonna sound sus as fuck, but it's on the now banned account. I do, however, have the account of the person who I asked the questions of.
Why did you lie to me?
Hmm?
Why did you lie to me?
I'm scared.
And lying isn't the best option, Calvin. I know a lot more than you think, and I just want you to be honest with me.
I'm scared.
This is a lot better than what you're going to deal with, Coffins. You
I
admit
still
what
don't.
you admit what we both know, and you get off the internet. You never touch these accounts again. You never touch baby furs again. You never touch furries again.
I understand. Wait,
And
furries?
I don't think you should be in these communities. I mean,
Furries are all I have left.
um,
I need this community.
well, you know, Mari still has friends, so you know I like that guy, so I'm sure you have a chance. But like, still, I need you to admit that it is a sexual thing for you. Because I already
Not
know it is,
anymore.
but you can't just get rid of something you're into.
Over the recent months with the harassment, you can actually. I found that
No,
out.
no, no. That's what Omari says to me all the time. So, oh, after all this, I learned my lesson. I'm not attracted to children at all.
Every time I think about the community, I just start thinking about the harassment and I start thinking about the way I was treated. And then I get afraid and I don't want to be
So you're
active.
afraid of being into it, but you're not into it.
I can make an active choice.
You can't make a choice of what you're into. It's just what we're into. You're not the exception to everybody else on Earth.
So, what do people do to be better people? At the time, I didn't realize that it was bad.
Calvin, you sexualized it. You sexualize an inherently you know, child-centric thing. You
I
can't,
saw an adult body.
but it's the child
Would
centricity
it,
of the
would it
diaper
help
itself.
if would it help if I explained why I initially took interest?
Sure.
I initially took interest because I like to feel lesser than other people. And the way that I was treated in my own childhood tied into that. It felt oddly comforting,
It's like a humiliation fetish kind of thing.
sort of.
So it was sexual.
Not anymore.
Calvin, you can't just stop liking
I
something.
can make an active choice to stop actions, though.
But but still, you still like it. You can stop it, right? You can be, how non-contacts they stop, they don't touch kids, but they're still into
Oh,
kids.
I'm not into kids.
You're
I like
into
adults,
a
and I
kids.
like
You're into adults who are role playing as children.
words are difficult. What steps can I take to improve as a person?
Honesty, first thing.
I seek comfort in the wrong places, and I can acknowledge and recognize that. It was wrong of me. I had the wrong idea of what was okay and what wasn't. But I'm sorry. I am.
I'm sure you are, Calvin, but like,
I want to be better as a person.
then take these things and like, I'm gonna be brutally honest. Stay away from children. Stay away from these Babyfur. Stay away from anything like that involves children.
I can do that.
Because we both know like what's behind your interest in this. If
I
you're into
have never
human,
once
if
been
you're in,
attracted to children.
if you're well, it doesn't have to be attraction, right? It's just you like this stuff because it re-traumatizes you.
You think I could see it being the re-traumatizing thing. It does relate heavily to my childhood in a way.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people who are into children, like they
I
watch those
don't,
videos because like
I don't
it
like children.
re-traumatizes them. You
I
like
don't like
adults that
children,
role play as
but
children,
I don't like children.
just
I
adults that,
liked feeling like I was back in my childhood.
and then
Truth is
sexualizing that.
scary. I liked feeling like I was back in my childhood.
Yeah, but that's all fine, right? I wouldn't have a problem, but you sexualize that, and that's inherently pedophilic if
That was
you're
my childhood. That was my childhood.
okay, and I'm
I
sorry,
never I
but
never liked it from the other way around. I liked being the victim,
that's still
which
in
sounds wrong.
no, I've
I'm
heard
really
people
connected to my abuser still.
I've heard people with those types of stories, and I sympathize with them, and I sympathize with you.
I mean, one of my first groomers used stuff like that against me and on me.
Yeah, and I apologize. I'm sorry. That
I want
sucks.
to be a good person and I want to be a better person. I looked for comfort in the wrong places, and I see that now.
Where are these places? Like, name them exactly.
Baby for spaces.
And by you seek comfort is it means it's still currently something you're doing or something you think about doing at least.
I haven't in quite a while.
You haven't even thought about going back to these spaces.
No,
In how long? You
couple
haven't
weeks, maybe a couple months.
weeks. You haven't because this is
Memory
like your
can be
number one
fuzzy.
this is your number one coping skill, right? Like this is
I
how
want.
you get through things, and you haven't had a stressful moment in the past weeks or months where you haven't been like, oh my God, I want to age regress into a baby for right now and hang out with these people who validate what I'm thinking and feeling.
It's hard to find effective coping mechanisms.
I know. I mean, hell, I'm
So
a drug
far, all I
addict.
had was that or cutting, and I mean, shit, one's better than the other.
Yeah, I'm well
I
aware.
didn't know what else to do.
And since
I don't.
then, like, you haven't had any thoughts of seeking comfort in this way at all?
Not recently.
You haven't,
Things were getting better, and then they were getting worse, and then they were getting better up and down again. So I've just kind of been in bed, depressed and self-isolating.
And during that entire turmoil, you haven't had the thought of age regressing at all.
I didn't. It was mostly thoughts of self-harm because of the intensity.
Well, I can relate to that, right? Um, but I mean, it's just hard to believe that your number one coping skill hasn't been used in months.
That's why my mental health is so bad.
So you got to find other ways to cope other than cutting weed and role playing as a child and sexualizing it.
I lost my therapist,
I know how that's like. I'm sorry. But fuck. I mean,
and the
you
harassment gets worse every day, and people don't listen to me or my sides of stories. Like, we both know that that side of the drama community doesn't really care about the issues. They only care about the entertainment they get from
they
it.
don't care about like actual proof or anything like that.
They don't.
They're
They care
retarded.
about the entertainment and being able to hop on people and harass them. And that's something I partook in, which I'm really ashamed of.
I just
I want to do better, and I want to be a better person.
people are
I
gonna
know I'm capable of it.
okay, so you want me to believe that you sexualize people who are role playing as children and you sexualize yourself as role playing when you're role playing as a child. And you want to tell me that's not pedophilic at all.
I wasn't into other people.
But it's still into sexualizing a child, whether it be someone else or you.
I liked being sent back to when I lived with my dad.
I know, but whether
That was that was the root of it.
but you're sexualizing yourself, right?
And it's wrong.
But you understand how it's pedophilic if you're sexualizing yourself as a child. It's getting you
I don't
off.
want it to be, considering the things that I myself have been a victim of.
I know, but I mean, it's unfortunate. It's really like it's the most saddest thing ever. But like people who get raped and get molested end up pedophiles. Like it's a very high percentage compared to the rest of the population.
I can make an active choice to
Avoid these
do better.
behaviors, right?
I can make an active choice.
But it starts with admitting it, honey.
Wait, you're just gonna use that clip against me and clip it out of context.
Calvin, I'm not gonna clip out of context. I don't just clip things. Whenever I release something, it's the entirety of everything, and I'm not sure I want to release this because I'll feel bad.
I don't want to be a bad person. Fuck, I'm sorry.
You're not a bad person for I like okay,
I
hot
miss
take.
my dad.
Hmm?
I just miss my dad.
I know, hun. Like
Nothing else right now. I have no one. I have nothing. Okay. What are the first steps I take to just being better as a person?
is number one honesty, number two admitting it. Kind of go hand in hand.
You understand why that feels really gross to say out loud, right?
I know, but it's the start of a process that you need to take.
Oh, it feels like there's a rock in my throat. Fuck, this is hard. I'm trying to find the words.
It's for
I partook. I partook in what was a pedophilic community, looking for community and comfort in the wrong places. It was wrong of me. It wasn't okay. And I do see
And
that now.
what made you partake in this pedophilic community?
I missed my dad. I missed the familiarity that came with being his child. And I'm sure you can assume the rest.
Yeah, but what does that make you?
I don't think I am, though.
Calvin, I don't want to gaslight you into thinking like you gaslight Game Boy. Um, I want you to understand the reasoning here. You sexualize yourself thinking you're a child or trying to be a child. That means you're sexualizing the child. Whether it be you or someone else is still sexualizing a child. And you're into that. And you get off on it.
Will people even care if I try to be better?
Not the retards on furry Twitter, but the average person who has a sane mind is gonna
You know, they're
say,
not going to stop till, like, I'm just either dead or they think I'm dead, right?
um, I mean, they're not gonna stop for a while, right? But if you admit it here and like maybe allow me to release this recording, um,
Mm. People, that's dangerous.
then if
That
people, I had to go through it too, and I didn't have a choice. I didn't have you be in good faith to me, for you immediately told everyone that I was a pedophile.
did you come back if they all thought you were a pedophile?
Because most people with an actual brain know that I am not. They know there's no actual evidence. There's literally nothing but speculation. That's why most people haven't actually ran me off Twitter because they know I'm not a predator or a pedophile or a groomer.
I
Everyone,
don't want to do any of those things.
but it's not really your choice. You unfortunately were hurt as a child, and that fucked up your brain to the point where you're now where you're at. And as sad as that is, it's the reality of what's going on. You don't have to want to be it. I'm glad that you don't, but admitting it is the best way to go.
Okay. I partook in a pedophilic community in search for comfort, and that in turn made me myself pedophilic. It's wrong, and it's not okay, and it's not something I want to be.
So are you a
And I
pedophile?
want. No, I'm not.
But you partook in pedophilic activities. And by all means, right? Like, I've heard cases where people have OCD and they just
I,
gaslight themselves into thinking they're a pedophile. But I'm not sure. Like, I'm willing to give you like the benefit of the doubt, right? If your story makes sense and if you didn't lie to me this entire time, if there wasn't multiple people also confirming what I believe and what you know is true. I'm not trying to get like a reaction out of you, right? I'm being
you gotta
incredibly good
understand.
faith.
You gotta understand why I'm scared, right?
I know, honey, but you've all but admitted it. Might as well just go through with it.
Well, at least we're getting there now.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. It takes a lot to get to this point.
But also, like, who would want to say that out loud? That's repulsive.
You don't want to do this. You don't want. No one wants to get better, right? Or wants like do the things that it takes to get better. They have to. And you want to get better. The first step is being honest and admitting it.
Also, does it make me a pedophile if I was in the role of a child and I liked older people sexualizing me?
Um, Maybe
Because
if
what I
like,
got out of it was feeling familiarity from father figures.
but like you've also looked at like, you know, situations like drawn situations, like, how do I put this without saying porn? Um, you've also imagined other situations that don't involve you that are the similar dynamic, right? You've also consumed content with that. So it's not just you that you're sexualizing. It's not just this, that one explanation. You've also, it's
Project.
the whole
I projected
situation.
a lot.
Yeah, I
I
know, but
projected a lot on that.
it's still though.
I know. Deactivate the account. Even if I'm not active on it, having it deactivated would be better. Any group chats.
I admit it. That's what I want you to do. I don't care if you think this group chat has the damage you've already done, like what you've done. I just need you to admit it. I'm not trying to get a gotcha
I
moment.
struggle.
It's 4 words.
I struggle with trying to find the proper wording. I struggle with inherently pedophilic coping mechanisms. I know that that makes me inherently pedophilic, and that's something that I don't want to be, and I want to take the active choice to do better and be better.
But you're not a pedophile.
I don't want to be.
But
And I still haven't had any attraction to children.
you've had attraction to yourself as a child.
I wasn't attracted to myself. I was attracted to the idea of being abused.
As a child.
That's just what happened.
That doesn't negate my point.
I, I really, I still don't understand. I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
What's not to understand about you sexualizing? And what's not to understand about how someone's sexualizing a child, whether it be themselves or something else, is not
It's,
make them a pedophile if they're into a child.
I wasn't into a child though. I
You were
was
into
into
a
the.
child getting abused.
I was into being abused, which
And
sounds weird to say
you
because I
were a
wasn't really
child.
into it. I was just recreating. I don't. It's still not clicking for me, but I'll take your word for it.
I mean, I want you to understand. I'm not going to just go along and, you know, try to convince you to believe whatever. I need you to see the logic behind what I'm trying to talk or get behind.
Can I use past tense? Since, I mean, if I'm moving forward with it.
It's very
I don't
hard
know,
to get.
man.
Uh, there's never been a single
But
past
also, I'm
sentence.
kind of afraid that you'll clip it and then just use that clip.
I'm not. I haven't done that. Like every
Why would
time because I
why
because I'm not terrible. I'm not like coffins. If I'm going to
so?
what?
Never mind. Not a place or time.
Okay. No, no. What were you gonna say?
It was stuff about the coffins drama. Is it? Am I really in the wrong for not defending them on Twitter?
Oh no, they're fucking terrible. They're a terrible person.
Oh, thank God someone else thinks so.
Yeah, no, awful.
Yeah,
Um,
we're
but
on the same
like,
page.
yeah, but I'm not gonna just do that. Like,
What am I supposed to do about the video that just get dropped calling me a liar about my mental illness and a manipulator.
Um, get
Dang, I
di
used him for that.
get
What am I supposed to do
diagnosed.
now?
Get diagnosed.
I don't have the resources to do that right now. I was on my road to it, and then things got kind of fucked up.
Well, I mean, you don't have to prove anything to anyone.
Yeah, but people are gonna take his word for it and not listen to a thing I say. Because, I mean, why would they?
I mean, I don't think many people have to know that you're mentally ill like that.
Well, he just told everyone, so. Well, technically, he just told everyone that I was quote unquote faking. Not, but whatever.
It doesn't really matter what status people think your mental health is at. It's kind of a thing you need to keep to yourself.
The harassment isn't fun, though.
I know. I'm well aware. I'm not gonna clip it. But if you're not gonna be honest, then I'm just gonna like go ahead and like just do what I usually do. And like I'm not
I
gonna do what
am,
they
I
do,
am,
but what?
I'm a, I am a pedophile in recovery. I don't like what I've become or where I've turned out in life. And I want to take every possible step I can to change it. I want to
Um,
be better.
get therapy.
I can't right now. It's just not accessible for me.
Then do not surround yourself with age aggression at all, because that's surrounding yourself with yourself as a child, spiritually yourself as a child, right? That's surrounding
What
yourself
else am
with.
I supposed to do?
It's
I
just
have nothing right now.
um. I
Like,
understand. That's like I have no coping mechanism either.
I'm like,
I
Jamie, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I have nothing.
have any games like I don't know, dude. But like for your own sake, if you want to get better, it can't be this. In the meantime, right? I would suggest keeping afloat with smoking weed or something, right? Do that.
I
Um,
can't afford that right now.
yeah, you can eventually, right?
Maybe one day. I'm still expected to pay Cozy back the rest of what Pobs paid, which I am really appreciative of, and I'm definitely going to be paying them back for that.
See, I'm a better friend. I never asked you for
It's
anything.
not, it's not doable right now, though.
Yeah, no, I understand. But I mean, just don't surround yourself with these people. Don't
Okay,
don't give in. Don't let yourself be a bad person because it's the easy thing to do.
okay, I can do that.
Like it's gonna be excruciatingly hard, but like I want to have faith in that you won't act on anything ever again. And if you do, then keep it to yourself for fuck's sake.
Trust me, I've learned my fucking
Like
lesson.
don't like if you're gonna like don't act on it, but like if you're gonna like just fuck, dude. Like be ashamed of it. Don't let yourself do this. Like don't let yourself become a bad person because it's easy to justify. 'Cause if you're a bad person, you never have to work on yourself anymore. You can just be what you want to be. And I know you've thought about that. I know you've wanted to go down that path, but don't. It'll eat you up and you're not built for it. I'm not.
I'm going to be better. I'm going to be better.
I hope. I really do for your own sake. Because you were cool for a long time. You kind of just fucked me out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, now what?
Um, well, if
Just
this,
deleted and left any and all group chats.
okay, um, I would take a break from the furry community at least, then,
Probably
or,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Because if I do post this, right, and if it's gonna be better if I do post this, so like people just get it over. You get the hate train done today instead of having to deal with
Can,
months of coffins.
can you can you at least just do a summary, like a text summary?
I don't want to leave out any
I'm scared.
context because like if I leave out context, then that's gonna fuck you over big time.
I know. I just know people will use clips against me. I think I'm just gonna leave social media for a while.
That's a good thing. Yeah, don't come back. It's gonna be a shitstorm, dude. And and please stay away from any and all children. I will be asking around. I will make sure you are not talking to any kids. If you're talking to any kids, I have your address. I have everything. I will do because if I let you just go off and do something, right, that's on me if something happens. And I'm held responsible, and I don't want to be responsible for anything, let alone
Understood.
that. So don't make it my problem or I will fucking destroy your life.
Understood.
Um, Yeah, I don't care about the cozy shit. I have no idea what that's about. Um,
Yeah, she was my sugar mama for a while, and people said that I manipulated her and used her. But I told her several times that if she ever didn't like the agreement or deal, that she could leave and stop doing it.
um,
I don't know why she didn't, or never told me that she was uncomfortable.
you can, by, it's those things where like you just talk to the person, you kind of know they're a retard. Come on, dude.
I genuinely thought she was at least competent enough to not understand what she was doing.
But I mean, come on. It's hard
I
not to,
genuinely thought she was. Like she
dude.
talked about having like a job and like planning to get an apartment. I thought she just talked like that. Low
Downies can
key.
get jobs all the times, dude. But they're still downies, and it's easy to tell.
Yeah. Yeah, in hindsight,
I don't know. I don't give a
I
shit
think it
about
was
that.
intentional.
You
Everyone
get
thinks
the
it was
bag.
intentional.
You get the bag. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Cozy fucking sucks.
Okay.
But yeah,
That was terrifying.
you just go touch grass. Get off the internet for fuck's sake.
It's so hot outside though.
I know, but fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a bit yucky.
the internet is what brought you to this point. If you were just left alone as a child, or you're not left alone, but if you're if something would happen, right, and you didn't have the internet to validate these disgusting things, it wouldn't have developed into what it is now. So get out the internet.
Fair.
This is the reason why you're the way you are, mostly. I think on top of what happened to you as a child, this is the second most thing to what's added up to this point.
Right. God, I'm still gonna throw up.
Yeah,
Well, thank you for staying calm with me. I do appreciate it.
yeah. I'm not coked
Um,
out of my mind, so I'm actually sane and stable for the most part.
I think I'll just disappear from the internet for a while.
The best thing was to do it forever, right? But even just a break for now is good. Go like prove everyone wrong.
Yeah, I want to be able to do that.
And you have it in you. Everyone
Okay.
does. Is just depending it just depends on whether they go through with it. But I have faith
Okay.
in you that you're gonna not. At least I hope I have faith in you. I don't know. I want to have faith in you.
I'm going to be better. I'm not going to let any sort of trauma dictate who I get to become as an adult.
Yeah. Because you're very young. You have time to make this not an issue. It's not like you're 40 and you're trying to, you still have this problem. It's good that this Just, you know, out of the way.
Yeah. The harassment isn't gonna stop, though.
Probably not, dude.
People still hate me, especially after Ratchet's video just got up. And no one's even gonna believe me if I try to defend myself, because why would they?
Yeah, but
But also, half the shit he said in there is all.
if they
There's no
hear
point.
this, then they can, discern their own opinions better than what
Well,
someone else would say.
well, I have DID. I've had unfortunate experiences trying to get a diagnosis. Let's see. I do have a very bad memory issue, believe it or not.
Okay.
Um, and I'm trying to remember. And I always try to carry myself with pure intention. I
You've
let
been
my
lying to me
fear.
this entire call. Let's be
I
honest,
let
dude.
like I was just about to say. I let my fear guide me a lot of times, but I try. I try.
I mean, it took like an hour for me to get something out of you.
To be fair, I was really scared.
But, like, don't bullshit yourself. You're not truthful,
I want to be.
but you're not. And don't LARP like you are.
Manifestation?
Mm-mm.
That was a joke, by the way.
I don't think it's the time to joke.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know what else to say.
You're good.
I need to go sit and process for a while.
Yeah. Um,
I guess I'm just gonna disappear for a while. Bye bye.
don't talk to kids. Stay away from kids. I will make sure of it. Like, please. I will have people looking out.
Understood.
Stay away from anything involving children. Please, for the love of God.
Understood.
All right. Get out of here, Calvin. Good luck.
And then he opened up.
I thought I had it all together, but I was led astray. The day you walked away, you were the clock that was ticking in my home. Changed my state of mind.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Love so hard to find.
we got him.
Here's Discord. Fuck.